Hey guys, the Explorer 4 here, the Horror Boy. Welcome back to some more reviews, and kind of want to just do another random video. Not particularly a movie review. I won't be going into ratings and stuff like that, but it's kind of wanted to get on here and find yet another film that I think is underrated, that deserves more attention, more love, and it's just a group of movies that I think just get too much hate personally. And one of those movies that I really have never understood getting hate is this movie, Lake Placid. Now, growing up, this was one of my favorite creature feature flicks to watch. Giant killer animal flicks, whatever you like to call them. I always loved Lake Placid. This and Jaws are like my top two favorite giant killer animal movies. I guess you could just say it's a creature feature flick. But I would say this and Jaws are like my top two favorites. Now, I haven't seen Orca. I haven't seen most of the other big ones yet. Like, if we're going to count Gremlins in there, I haven't seen that. If we're going to count stuff like Watchers and Screamers and Langoliers, I haven't really seen a lot of creature feature flicks. Just haven't. Although I will say I really do enjoy Feast as well. Feast is up there with this and Jaws. But Lake Placid is a movie that to me gets a little bit too much hate. Now, granted, I will admit this. Does the movie have some issues? For me, I would probably say I haven't seen the movie in a minute, but I don't remember the music being too great. Granted, I don't remember it being terrible, but the music, maybe that could be a complaint, and the major complaint is the CGI effects. There is some CGI effects in this movie that do not hold up, do not age well. I will admit that. The CGI is dated. Besides that, though, I think this is a really fun, bloody, hilarious film that you still have a decent amount of practical effects in there. And this poster always threw me off because they make that crocodile look like it's like fucking 1,000 foot long and like giant. Not that big in the movie, but nevertheless a really awesome idea of this small lake, this small town, this giant crocodile, and they're basically just trying to figure out how to stop it. They call in this guy who's this expert about capturing animals, and you know, I like the idea of the movie. It's a simple, small town, very simple idea. And I thought that what made this movie work is, first of all, I think it has great direction by Steve Miner. Now, Steve Miner, probably one of my favorite directors out there. He made Friday the 13th Part 2 and 3, which I love. I mean, I can just go on and on. I mean, I know he also made Halloween H2O, which has a giant fan base. I'm probably not going to be as harsh on Halloween H2O as I was before, because I was pretty harsh on it. But Halloween H2O is just not my cup of tea. Just not for me. There are some good things in it. Like the third act of the movie is pretty good, but overall I'm not the biggest fan of Halloween H2O. But I'm a big fan of House, which is a great horror film from 1985. I did a review on that, and House 2. Great movies. But House, Warlock, which is another really underrated movie. If I get a chance to watch that again, I'll be including Warlock on this list too, because Warlock is underrated as hell. I love Warlock. But yeah, Friday the 13th Part 2 and 3 I love. Maybe you could say Part 3 is a little underrated. I would say out of the first 5, Friday the 13th Part 3 is probably my least favorite, but I still think it's a bit underrated compared to a lot of the Jason movies out there. But yeah, he's made this movie, makes a lot of TV stuff, but you know, he also made Day of the Dead. I'm not a fan of Day of the Dead either. But Steve Miner, I think he brings a lot of great things to his movies. I think he's a good visual director, and this movie does look good. It's shot very well. The atmosphere of the small town I thought was nailed. I like how the characters were. Their dialogue is hilarious. I think that you have a great cast here. You got Oliver Platt, Bill Pullman, Bridget Fonda. Great cast here. You also got Betty White in the movie. Brendan Gleeson. You have a great cast here that I thought really did a fantastic job at being these lead characters, and they're all very unique. They're all different, and I think it's a great cast. So I think the cast works, the acting works, the characters are all very diverse. Their dialogue I thought was hilarious. The ending of the movie I thought was really cool. Had a great ending. You still get a lot of gore effects in there. Whether it's the crocodile literally eating a whole cow, like a whole cow that's on the shore, just gets out of the lake and eats this cow. Or you have the beginning of the movie where a guy gets literally bitten in half. Or various other deaths in the movie I thought were just really gruesome and gory. There's a lot of good gore effects in this movie. And I just think it's a fun little simple film that I always thought was entertaining. It's fast-paced. It's an hour and 22 minutes. So it's a fast movie. Simple idea, to the point, was made as a fun summer flick. It's a bit odd that I'm reviewing it right now in the winter, but, you know, well, I'm not really reviewing, I'm just discussing it. But I figured I would discuss it because I've always wanted to talk about it, and I don't think I've done a review on it yet. I'm not sure. I will say this. If I did review this movie, I would probably review this one and probably skip the sequels, which I know sounds weird because here soon I'm going to be covering the Children of the Corn franchise, which people are probably like, what the hell? I don't know. I just felt like checking that franchise out again. I just haven't watched it in decades, and well, probably not decades, probably a decade. I haven't seen really Children of the Corn movies, but as far as Lake Placid goes, the franchise to me does not interest me. I think there's like, 6 or 7, maybe 8 movies. I know there's part 2, which I seen part 2. Part 2 is garbage. That movie sucks. Part 3 doesn't look very good. It's like a 4th one. There's like a final chapter one. There's one where it's literally called Lake Placid versus Anaconda, which is the most stupid sounding movie. Like, Lake Placid versus Anaconda. A lake versus Anaconda. Alright? Then there's a new one that literally just came out like 2 years ago or whatever. Like 2018. Yeah, there's like a shit ton. There's like a shit ton of these Lake Placid movies. It's like Anaconda. You only needed one Anaconda movie. You don't need 1,000 Anaconda movies. You don't need 1,000 Amityville movies. You don't need as many Hellraiser movies. And the only reason why I'm covering Children of the Corn is because I remember thinking that parts 1 and 3 were decent. And I haven't seen that franchise in forever. And I don't think I've ever actually sat down and watched those movies before. So, well, I'd say probably the first 3 were the only ones I actually sat down and watched. And then the remake, which, yeah, that franchise will not be very fun to talk about. But one day I do want to rewatch it and review it for you guys. But I just wanted to get on here and see if I could find any other fans of this movie, because I just never understood the hate for it. It's a simple movie, yeah, but like, it's not meant to be anything more than it is. It's a fun killer crocodile film with gore and Bill Pullman and Bridget Fonda and Oliver Platt as the... You also got, like I said, Brendan Gleeson as your leads. It's hilarious. It's got fun dialogue, really entertaining dialogue. It's a simple movie. I love this movie. I think it's good. It's fun. It's a fun creature feature flick. But yeah, simple, small video I want to make for you guys today. I enjoy this movie. I think it's underrated as hell. If you haven't seen Lake Placid, check it out. It's underrated. I cannot stress that enough. It is so underrated. But anyways, guys, thanks for checking out the video. I almost said review. The video, quick little video of Lake Placid. If you like it, let me know. If you don't, let me know. But anyways, yeah, I enjoy Lake Placid. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for checking out the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I will see you guys later. Explorer 4 is out. Peace.